Hey guys. Yeah, after a lot of research and testing, I finally found the perfect method to clean your spark plugs. Either just to clean them or to clean them in preparation for plug colour testing. So when you're setting up your carburation of your engine, and you want to make a change and you want to reset the spark plug, this is the perfect method. In fact, it creates a canvas upon which the combustion can paint its colour. Okay, so, and it's easy as well, and there's no messing around, there's no effort. It's very, very easy. What you're going to need is you're going to need a common household product that's available in every supermarket in every part of the world, and it's a drain deblocker. And you want to choose the granulated drain deblocker. Okay, and it's sodium hydroxide in pellets of silica, salt, and aluminium. And the aluminium is in granules. And I believe that is just to kickstart the reaction and get some heat going into the reaction. And this all starts when you add water. Okay. Find a bucket. You could set up your particular container with your solution, but for initial testing, a bucket, and you add a bit of a few granules, and then add a bit of water, just enough to cover the tip, and then you can just lay the plug like that with the tip in the solution, and as you can see, like that, and just leave it. And you can, if it's oily and if it's gunked up, you're going to want some stiff brush. If it's a projected plug like this, where it's deep to get to the base, then you may want to have a longer brush. If it's a plug like this, typically two-stroke plug, then the depth is fairly short. You can get in with a toothbrush, and after a while of soaking, an hour or whatever, you can agitate the gunk that's in there, because you're wanting to clean it all out, and agitate it up, and then just rinse it out and put it in again. If your solution's really dirty, and if you want, you can change the solution, but in fact, as long as it's still active, you can just drop it in there. And what that will do is it will remove all the deposits, and it will be clean. The actual ceramic will be slightly stained, and that depends upon the engine that you have been using the spark plug in. If it's a normal petrol engine 4-stroke, after cleaning, it's going to come up like this. Okay. So we can see. And we can see this one. I've brushed it up a bit with the copper brush, hence the reason why it's a little bit more shiny. Okay. Whereas the other one I've left just as it came out. Okay, so that one I've brushed up a bit, but the actual ceramic, as you can see, is like that. That is absolutely fine, because when you put that in back in the engine, in fact, that's your canvas that the engine can then paint its combustion colour on. Now, if that was a brand new plug, it's totally white. Now you will get a colour coming on. You need to drive for about 4 kilometres, and I'm going to show you a picture of a full comparison of the plugs. But if it's brand new, you will get a colour, but it'll be just there, and you may lack confidence. Whereas when it's already had this stain, the colour that you'll see after the same distance with a new plug or one that has been used a while and then cleaned, it will show the colour better, and that's very interesting and very useful. Okay, so that's the 4-stroke petrol engine. With the 2-stroke, it's a little bit different, because the combustion comes into contact with oil, and there are various oils out there that are intermingled within the combustion process. And if you use a coloured oil, and a typical one is blue, you can get a 2-stroke oil, semi-synthetic or fully synthetic, and it's blue. These will colour your spark plug, and you cannot read the colour. So if you're trying to set up your carburation and you're using blue oil, forget it. You're not going to get an accurate reading. And to get rid of that oil, you need to drain the tank, and in fact you need to drain the whole system, or simply don't do your plug testing until all the blue oil has been passed through the system and been burnt off, and you have your clean oil. Now that might be a little bit more expensive. Let me just get the oil that I'm using so that you have a reference. Yeah, okay, so the total 2-stroke Z, Touton Z, it's blue. It's a good oil. It's cheap, and it's about, I think, €8 to €9 for 2 litres. It's great, you know, but you can't do any carburation setup with it. It just paints the plug, and that's it. You know, you see nothing. This Castrol Power One Racing, it'll make you cry when you buy it. I paid €18 for 1 litre of oil. However, it's top class stuff. This is what it looks like, the difference. Okay, so that, as you can see, it's almost like water. It's fully synthetic. That's the Castrol Power One Racing, and that is the Turtle 2-stroke. It's thicker, I don't know, it's twice as thick. You know, that's just like that. And you can see that paints it kind of metallic grey, and yeah, you won't know what actually your engine is doing, and I have experience of this. You really don't know. Okay, so yeah, so if you've got that in your oil tank, Then you need to drain the oil tank. As I say, it's okay as the oil, you know, for normal day-to-day use. But this clearly is a very, very high performance oil. It's thin, and you're going to be able to run with finer tolerances, and yeah, it's pretty amazing stuff. And it doesn't discolor the plug. So if you're going to set up your carburation, that's what you need running through, and you need all the blue oil out of the way. Okay, so let me just put that down. And let's have a look at a plug. And this is a fairly beaten up plug. You can see this is after cleaning, so all the deposits are off. All the deposits are off, but the ceramic core is heavily stained. Okay, and but the deposits are off, and that's the important thing. Now, if you've changed the oil and it's all through and it's now just running with your Castrol Power One Racing stuff like that, then when you put that in and you go on a high-speed run and you're pasting it for 4 kilometers, what will happen is that the engine will clean up that canvas, and it will put its new colour on. So that, in fact, that's quite useful. You can get out of the problem of your blue oil. So in both the two-stroke and the 4-stroke cases, if you clean up using this solution that I've shown, you know, you'll be able to clean up the plug and put it in. Don't panic about the fact that the ceramic is still stained. The engine will sort that out, and you'll get nice colour reading. And in actual fact, don't use too old a plug, but you know, if you've got a nearly new plug that's been run a while, and you then make a change to the carburation and you want to check it, so you want to clean it up, pop the plug back in, you can be confident that you're going to get a good, accurate reading. And in two-stroke terms, to get that, you cannot use a blue coloured oil. You're going to have to pay a few quid more, or quite a few quid more. You'll cry when you buy it, but yeah, you do get what you're paying for in this case. Okay, so I'm going to show you a photograph of 4 plugs that I've cleaned and tested with some controls. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So here we have 4 plugs, and over here we have a new plug control. You can see it's white ceramic, and here this is the older plug that has been cleaned using our solution. You can see it's stained, but all the deposits are off. This is similar batch plug, cleaned and then placed in the engine here, and it was run for 4 kilometers at high speed. And if we zoom in, we'll be able to see the color difference. It's not absolutely clear on the photograph. This was a much newer plug, and after cleaning, the ceramic started cream. This one here, much closer to this. And again, it was run for 4 kilometers, and there is coloring here. but it might be worrying because there's not much, and you may lack confidence. But if you do see colouring, then in fact it's probably giving you a reasonable reading. Okay, so both will work, but this plug just tends to show a little bit better. So let's just zoom in. Here now we can see the colour, this dark metallic grey that had been painted by the oil, and how the engine has cleaned it up. And we can see here the tan colouring, and this is great. And the engine is performing very well, in fact. And yeah, we're probably on the limit, but yeah, it's a nice place to be if you're looking for performance. Okay, so let's just go across and see here. And hard to see. There is just colour showing here. So this is after the same degree of running. There is colour here. It doesn't show up great on the photograph, but there is, and you can see a tan colour. But it's more visible on this plug. So in fact, after cleaning a slightly older plug, then you may see the colour much clearer. A new plug, you'll probably need to run it just a little bit longer, maybe 6 or 7 kilometers to see. But ideally, anyway, you should have started much richer and seen the plug, seen it was black, and then leaned off your mixture. So you should know that you're heading to a tan colour. You wouldn't really want to discover this straight away. Ideally, you want to be working to lean from rich. So yeah, okay. So I think we're good to go on that. Let's just round off by having a look at the granules and talking about safety and getting the data sheets for the chemicals. Yeah, if we have a look at the what the granules look like, let's have a look. Well, that, yeah, there we are. So we can see just these aluminium granules like that, and then these small granules, which are the combined sodium hydroxide, silica, and salt. Okay, and then that's enough to put into your bucket and add some water to, and yeah, you'll have a strong solution, certainly. In terms of the technical data for this, whenever you buy any of this kind of product that's strong, you know, it's dangerous stuff. It's available in supermarkets. You can use it in the home. It'll have warnings on the back, and it should have. Can we see? Hang on. Yeah, there's the PDF for this particular one with the web site and PDF. And any product that is of this nature really should have a data sheet supplied for it. So you could look up if it isn't shown, you could look up the product and you should be able to find one, and it will tell you what's in it. Okay. Safety. Yeah, you know, it's dangerous stuff. It's very strong, and you don't want it in your eyes. You're going to be brushing. You know, you have to brush anyway. Or you might not be using a copper brush. You might need to use a copper brush if it's an old plug, and yeah, that can just bite in and take off. But you don't really be wanting to be using a metal brush around the between the two electrodes. What you want to be using is a stiff toothbrush, or you know, a stiff brush like this. Something like this, it works very stiff. Something like that, because you're just wanting to work off the deposits. So there is going to be brushing. Always brush away from you. So you can hold the tip of the plug and brush away, and that's the safest method. Then you're not breathing it in. But having some goggles, yeah, that's wise. Some thin gloves, very useful, you know. So any splashes aren't going on your skin. If you get any splashes on your skin, wash them off quickly. So yeah, just yeah, be safe. But it's an easy method, quick to do, and yeah, if you're leaving it lying around, let other members of the household know what you've got there and not to touch. You know, it's a case of finding somewhere which can, you know, typically a portable workbench, something like that. You know, it holds it solid, but yeah, just put it in somewhere safe. And I think that wraps it up. Yeah, we have now a definitive method for cleaning a plug without damaging it, removing deposits, and leaving it in perfect condition to allow the engine to paint its new combustion colour. I think it's a big win, and we've moved forward. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you again, guys.